taste of thanks. Lord, I'm so grateful. You've been so good to me.
Hello and welcome to A Taste of Thanks, our holiday cooking special here at Southside Church of Christ in Rogersville, Alabama. I'm your host, Anna Stokes, and today we have a very special guest, Sister Virginia Malone, who is a wonderful leader here in our church and a wonderful sister and mother and grandmother who also happens to be our preacher's wife. So thank you for joining us today.
I'm excited to be here. This is my first time doing something like this, so I'm just so excited. I can't wait to get started.
Awesome. So today, Sister Jen has a sweet potato pie. I'm so excited for that. I had to wear my shirt to match it. So we're going to have a great time and just fellowship and talk and eat some good food and just talk about what we're grateful for this year. So thank you for joining us.
Okay, to get started, here you see all the ingredients that we're going to use to make the sweet potato pie. I've kind of already pre-blended about 3 medium potatoes with the blender. And we're going to get started with adding just a few of the ingredients at a time. I think I want to start with just adding sugar, okay? The sugar, this is about a cup of sugar. You don't have to use the whole thing according to how sweet you want it. I know we have some people that are diabetic, so don't use the whole thing if that's what if you are diabetic. Okay, so we're going to pour in the sugar. I'll leave a little bit, and I'm going to use a fork to stir, and I'll let you see me stir. Now, you're welcome to use the blender to do all of the stirring and blending with your ingredients. So like I said, I've already got the lumps out. Okay. And then we're going to get started with putting a little bit of butter. I've melted the butter already. If you start from potatoes that are hot, sometimes people boil the potatoes or they may put them in the oven and cook them that way. So if they're already hot, you don't have to melt the butter, but because they're not, I had to melt the butter first, okay?
And about how much butter did you say that was?
That was half a stick of butter.
Okay.
You can use butter or margarine. Whichever one you have at home, they do about the same, in my opinion. Okay, so we are going to blend the butter in with the sugar and also with the potatoes that I've already, like I said, I've already pre-mixed the potatoes. And we're going to use 1 egg. That was loud. Okay. We folded in 1 egg, and we're going to stir that. Oh, that blend is coming together beautifully. It's really silky and smooth.
So do you want this to be completely smooth as we're going through, or do we want a few lumps, a little chunky? How do we want that consistency?
I don't really like to have any lumps in it. I like to try to get it as smooth as I can. You see how silky that is? It'll make the pie, when you put everything in it, to be smooth on top, and it won't have those thick lumps in it. Okay. All right, so we're going to also add, this is a cup of milk. I'm just going to put a little bit in at a time, because sometimes when you add the milk, it gets a little too wet. We don't want it to be super wet, so I'm going to put a little milk in there.
And it's just good old whole milk, just good
old-fashioned whole milk.
Okay.
And we're going to stir that in. Blend that in till you can't see it. Okay, and I might add a little bit more milk in just a few minutes, but let me go over and start with a little bit of brown sugar. And I normally add about a half a cup of brown sugar. So I just leave that like that. I'm going to stir that till all the lumps are out. I got to make sure all of the lumps are.
So would it matter if it's light brown or dark brown sugar? Because I know some people that bake do use they have a preference, or feel there's a difference between the two.
Yes, I prefer the light brown sugar because the dark brown is going to make your potatoes turn a little bit darker, and we want it to be a consistency of the Thanksgiving color, like your blouse you're wearing. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue stirring that. And I might add a little bit more of brown sugar, just for consistency. Stir that in. And like I said earlier, now you're welcome to use the blender for all of this. And I do both. I use the blender sometimes, and sometimes I just use a fork. Okay. Now, Next, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of just white flour, self-rising flour.
Self-rising, okay.
Self-rising, just a little bit. And stir that in.
So what does the flour do for us?
The flour is going to make it a little bit more fluffy. It'll make sure it continue to keep that consistency of being fluffy.
Okay. When
you get ready to bite into it, we want that consistency. Good. Get all that flour mixed in real good. Okay. Now, like I said earlier, or I might not have said, my grandmother taught me how to make sweet potato pie, so I'm going to put a dash of salt. So that means I'm just going to put a little bit in my hand. And like they say,
a little pinch, a little dash. Yeah, just a little dash.
A little dash of salt, not too much.
Not too much.
But that salt wakes the flavor up, so you always want to add a little salt when you're baking.
Certainly.
Okay. All right. That's really smooth. See how smooth that is? And you can measure if you want to. Most of the time I really don't, because I make these so much, but you can just use it and get about a teaspoon of vanilla flavor. Okay. And add that in there. And thank you. Continue to stir. Ooh, that's looking really good.
And honestly, I feel anyone can make this. We have a lot of just basic ingredients you already have at home. Maybe the only thing we'd have to get is the sweet potatoes. But these are a lot of staple kitchen items, and I feel like anybody could probably do it. I've never made a sweet potato pie.
Oh, so this is very easy.
Very new to me.
And with cinnamon, I usually just sprinkle a little bit in there. A little bit, maybe a lot for some of you, but put a little cinnamon in there. And I'm going to lastly add, like I said, I use a capsule of lemon juice. And I'm going to add that in there. And all the ingredients are here. Okay, now if you wanted to make it just a little bit more wet, I might add just a little more dash of milk. Okay, and stir that in. We're almost ready for the pie shell. Oh, and make sure your pie shell is already pre-thawed.
Yeah,
that's very important.
To have a frozen pie shell.
It takes longer to cook if your pie shell is not already thawed, okay? Okay, we're going to put that down. I want to make sure I didn't leave anything out. Okay, so we're going to put that in that pie shell.
Oh, that's beautiful. That looks great.
Very creamy. Very creamy.
And it smells great too. That potato has just a really nice earthy flavor and smell to it.
Oh, it smells like
Thanksgiving. And the cinnamon on top.
Here. Oh, yes.
It smells like Thanksgiving. I'm excited.
So we're going to dump all of that in our pie shell. Okay, sit that down. Okay, this is the way most people do it. We just shake it.
Just wiggle it? Okay.
Yes, wiggle it till it's perfect. Now, this is now ready for the oven.
So how long do we put this in the oven?
This will stay in the oven for about 45 minutes and sometimes up to an hour. We're waiting on the edges of this pie shell to brown. Okay. Because, of course, the potatoes are already cooked. Mm-hmm. Everything in here just needs to be blended in with the potatoes. So we'll leave it in the oven 45 minutes to an hour. And when it comes out.
At what temperature?
350.
At 350? Oh, okay. Good old 350. Okay. Well, we will pop this in the oven and get back to you in about 45 minutes or so.
Okay.
To this room, it's time to worship. Come on in this morning. Come on. Come into this room. Somebody praise him. Whether this morning. This what we need to do is come in.
So it's been about 45 minutes. It smells absolutely amazing in here. So we are going to get this set cleared off so we can get to eat some pie.
That sounds good.
Awesome. So we'll just put everything up. So tell me a little bit about yourself and your role here at Southside.
Well, I am married to the minister here, Brother John Malone.
Yes.
We have been married about... I get mixed up sometimes. We got married in 1990, so I guess that'll be about 34 years now. So he's also been here. I've been here this long at this congregation. The whole time we've been married. So I'm enjoying life. We got 3 beautiful kids, and we have 4 grandbabies that I get to see from time to time. I have 2 that lives in Kentucky, and then I have 2 that are here. So we get to do all of that good stuff. And now that I'm retired,
congratulations!
I get to travel.
Yes, we love that. We love that.
Travel.
So in this season of life, like you said, you're retired, you're traveling, we're working in the church, we're doing so many things. What would you say you're most grateful for this season?
In this season, I think I'm most grateful for the ability to be able to do more for the church now that I'm retired. But we can do more activities with the young people, couples. We could travel and also be involved in some of the conferences and stuff like that are going on in the area and also in other states, because now I'm retired.
Yeah, you get to travel, you get to see some things, meet different people. Awesome. And so, like you said, just that feeling of you've been doing the work, you've been doing the work out in the world, but now you have the opportunity to come back and do the Lord's work. And like you said, meet people, travel, spend time with those beautiful grandbabies of yours, and just really enjoy things you want to.
Oh, it's so much nicer now. I can wake up when I feel like it. I don't have to be anywhere. So it's great. It's great.
Good. Awesome. Well, I'm excited to eat this pie. Not that I don't want to talk about it, but I would like to eat this pie that I've been so excited about. When she told me she was making it, I was jumping for joy. I love sweet potato pie. And now I know how to make it. I might try this Thanksgiving. We don't know. So let's go ahead and grab this pie and get ready to eat.
Well, let's take a look at this pie here.
Yes, this is beautiful. We gotta show the camera. Look at this. I'm so excited. Well, I will let you go ahead and cut, because I might cut myself too much.
Oh, it's fine. Now, we know that crust is going to be a little crispy, so sometimes you get a little flake that might fall to the side, which is exactly what we want. I'm going to go ahead and cut it in 4 pieces, and then we can do it after that.
Okay.
How about that?
This would be so amazing. I wish we had some coffee going right now. That would have been perfect. We should have had a pot of coffee going with this.
Oh, it'll come out right. Let's see.
Look, it's going to taste amazing however it looks.
I'm sorry. It's breaking just a little bit.
That is,
it's not the prettiest slice.
That's all right. That's all right.
All right.
Thank you. And I'll let you cut yours. I wish y'all could smell the studio right now. This smells so good.
Ooh, mine came out better.
Do you want to take the first bite?
I will.
Okay.
Okay.
I gotta get all the crust
nice and
in
buttery
it.
and smooth.
Yes. Y'all don't want to watch me eat this. This is going to be a mess.
Oh, it's so good. I have to say so myself.
And the crust is so crunchy with the sweet potato. It's just, I'm so grateful that you decided to my kitchen. So I just want to say thank you all so much for joining us today. Thank you for joining me today and blessing us with this delicious pie. And it was just really good to talk to you and get to know you and some of the things that you're thankful for, of course, because in this season we have so many things to be grateful for, and especially in different seasons of life, what it might look like for other people might be different. So it was really nice to get to know you and hear a little bit about yours.
It's wonderful being here. I really enjoyed myself. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of A Taste of Thanks. You are always welcome to join us here at Southside Church of Christ in Rogersville, Alabama. Please like, share, comment this video, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Bye. One more slice.
You've been so good to me. A taste of thanks. You've been good. A taste of thanks. Lord, I'm so grateful. You've been so